Number 8. The 1994 Fleetwood is the automotive version of a grandpa in a tux who secretly runs 10Ks on weekends. On the surface, it's all chrome grin, vinyl roof, and white walls, long enough to make a parking lot feel small and cushy enough to ride like a living room on wheels. But under that polite handshake sits GM's LT1 5.7-liter V8, the same small-block architecture that powered the Corvette and Impala SS, making a stout 260 horsepower and 330 pound-feet. Hooked to a 4-liter 60E automatic and rear-wheel drive, the big Caddy moves better than a car this size has any right to. Think roughly 8.5 seconds to 60 and quarter miles in around 16 seconds, which means your neighbor's sporty 90s V6 sedan might see a lot of chrome grille in its rear view. The sleeper magic comes from contrasts. Compared to the Impala SS, the Fleetwood is the quieter twin. Same heart, softer voice, longer limbs. Number 7. The 1970 Eldorado is the polite dinner guest who quietly mentions, "Oh, by the way, I bench 550 pound-feet." Born from the crisp, knife-edged redesign of 1967 and sharing its clever front-wheel drive bones with the Olds Toronado, the 70 model leveled up with the biggest regular production American engine ever, the 500 V8. In period tune, it was rated at a very pre-emissions 400 gross horsepower and a tidal 550 pound-feet of torque, which is roughly 2 modern Miatas worth of displacement, plus a spare. On paper, it's a Boulevardier. On throttle, it's a barge with afterburners. Despite weighing about as much as a studio apartment, period tests pegged 0 to 60 in under 8 seconds. Not bad. It looks like a gentleman's lounge on wheels, but a flex of the right foot reveals a torque tsunami capable of embarrassing unsuspecting neighbors. Politely, of course. Number 6. This generation ushered in a clean-sheet DeVille with crisper styling, a lighter, stiffer structure, a tech-forward cabin, and a dashboard that looked ready to brief a pilot. The old Concours performance badge bowed out, replaced by DTS, DeVille Touring Sedan. Cadillac's way of saying it still floats, but now it also hustles. Under the hood, the Northstar L37, a 4.6-liter DOHC V8 with 32 valves and a healthy 300 horsepower and about 295 pound-feet. It feeds the front wheels through a beefy 4T80E automatic, which sounds like alphabet soup but acts like a velvet hammer. Real-world numbers? It could go to 60 in 6.6 seconds and run through the quarter mile in 15 seconds. Quick enough to make many sports sedans of the day suddenly discover their turn signals. No wings, no stripes, no drama. Just a stealthy 300 horsepower Northstar, hiding behind a chrome smile, ready to give unsuspecting neighbors a private lesson in American Express velocity. Number 5. Born from Cadillac's early 90s mission to fight the imports with brains and brawn, the STS took the dignified Seville shell and slipped in the Northstar L37, a 4.6-liter V8 with a confident 300 horsepower, same as on DeVille DTS. According to Motor Trend, the STS could hustle 0 to 60 in just 6.4 seconds and run the quarter in 14.7 seconds. That means your neighbor's 96 Mustang GT, the 215 horsepower one, suddenly has homework, and a BMW 528i of the day will need every gear just to stay polite. Compared to a same-year E34 540i, it's less sharp at the edges, but shockingly similar in straight-line pace. Because nothing about the look shouts 300 horse V8. No spoilers, no stripes, no boy racer hints, just a large, well-mannered American sedan that happens to surge like a high-speed elevator. Number 4. The regular XTS arrived in 2013 to replace the DTS STS. A year later, Cadillac slipped in the V-Sport package, a twin-turbo 3.6-liter V6 good for 410 horsepower and 369 pound-feet, routed through a standard all-wheel drive system and a 6-speed automatic. The church choir sedan learned a gospel shout. On paper, it's a gentleman, not a brawler. Huge back seat, an almost 19 cubic foot trunk, and a cabin that whispers even at speed. but press the pedal, and this limo-ish Cadillac moves like a hot hatch that just passed the bar exam. Car and Driver magazine tests put 0 to 60 right around 5.2 seconds, and the quarter mile in the mid-13 second. Seriously quick for something sized like a downtown condo. Compared to a contemporary BMW 550i or Audi A6 3.0T, the XTS doesn't shout about Nürburgring laps. It simply keeps up, while looking like it's headed to a gala. Number 3. Launched as Cadillac's flagship on the lightweight Omega platform, the CT6 played a clever game of categories. S-Class 7 Series size, but closer to E-Class 5 Series weight and price. That aluminum-intensive structure meant this big Cadillac didn't lumber. It glided. Under the hood sits the LGW 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6, a quiet overachiever with 404 horsepower and 400 pound-feet. It feeds an 8-speed automatic and standard all-wheel drive, so launches feel like a polite shove rather than a dramatic scene. Figure roughly 5 seconds to 60 miles per hour and quarter miles in the low 13 second. Numbers that make some sports sedans clear their throat and look away. Compared to a contemporary BMW 740i or Audi A8 3.0T, the Cadillac plays the strong, silent type. Less badge flex, more actual flex. Steering is calm, body motions are tidy, and the cabin stays hushed even when the turbos are doing their best espresso shot. Number 2. Cadillac had just reinvented its mid-size sedan as the rear-drive STS, then followed with a V-Series version that turned the polite Northstar into a gym rat. The LC3 4.4-liter V8 is essentially a strengthened, shortened-stroke Northstar wearing an Eaton blower and intercoolers like a bow tie with brass knuckles. Output? 469 horsepower and 439 pound-feet. Serious numbers in an era when fast sedan meant E55 AMG and M5. Performance is where the STS-V stops whispering and starts winking. The 6L80 6-speed automatic, rear-wheel drive with a limited slip diff, and big Brembo brakes make this Cadillac feel more Autobahn than airport. Figure 0 to 60 in the mid-4 second and quarter miles around the low 13 second. Close enough to annoy an E55 and make an SRT8 glance at the timing slip twice. Number 1. Cadillac's second-gen CTS-V arrived as a sedan and coupe, but the wagon landed in 2011 and instantly became the unicorn of the trio. Think of it as a grocery getter that went to the gym with a Corvette. Under the hood lives the LSA 6.2-liter supercharged V8, 556 horsepower and 551 pound-feet, paired to either a 6-speed manual, yes, a stick, or a 6-speed automatic. It's the family hauler that we can make soccer practice early. With launch control and a good road, you're looking at 0 to 60 in roughly 4 seconds and quarter miles in the low 12 seconds. Numbers that embarrass plenty of real sports cars. Imagine a rolling wardrobe closet out-sprinting a Porsche that forgot its coffee. America rarely gets hot wagons. BMW's V10 M5 Touring and Audi's RS6 Avant skipped our shores. So the CTS-V wagon filled the forbidden fruit niche with actual fruit-hauling ability. Production was tiny, which means spotting one feels like seeing a celebrity at the hardware store.